Hello, gorgeous Librans. Welcome to February 2019. I'm so glad you're here with me. February is such an intriguing month. It's very dreamy. It's very mysterious. It has this mysterious quality to it where we're all going to be feeling through some new energetic phases. And a big part of the reason for that is we've been kind of steadily shifting into these longer term transits that are in new energetic phases. And in February, we're still working through that. So, of course, in January, we had our final big Leo lunar eclipse, final Leo lunar eclipse for a very long time. The North Node is now in Cancer of the Moon, is now in Cancer. This month, we have Chiron moving into Aries on the 18th, right before the Sun moves from Aquarius into Pisces. And, Chiron is a long-range transit. That is about 8 or 9 years and 8 years. And that's happening right before we have Uranus going fully into Taurus for a number of years as well, for another 7 years. So you can see how the last 7, 8 or so years have been one really strong energetic cycle. We've been learning a lot of specific things, and now we're shifting. And we're in the process of shifting, and we're in the process of having all these 0-degree moons, having all these major shifts. So February is kind of, we don't have eclipses, we don't have as much drama, but we still have this kind of sense that things are turning over, and we're not quite sure what that's going to look like because once again, Chiron and Uranus and even the nodes of the moon are slightly longer transits that they're bigger cycles than just what we're going to get this month. So that's why there's that mystifying energy. Now for you all, Libra, the word that came to mind was shapeshifting. It came out, 5 of Swords. Okay. This is actually really poignant for you guys that 5 of Swords came out here right away as I was saying shape-shifting, because one of the things that the notes that I pointed out for Librans this month was get grounded, check in with your first chakra. If you happen to do energy work of any kind with your body, that security chakra, the groundedness, if you have that security, it helps with the shape-shifting. When 5 of Swords shows up, we are grappling with our self-trust, our trusting of ourselves within contexts, within social contexts, within life path contexts. And so when the 5 of Swords is showing up, what we're dealing with here is who are we now and what does that look like and what does self-honoring look like? So right away, the first card out is speaking to the note I had for you guys because there are some really powerful things going on with you. The 2 big things for this month for you guys. One, we're in Aquarius season, which for you is all about your heart creativity for most of the month, and that's beautiful. And the Aquarian energy will really amp you up, get you into that dreamy mindset, get you into that dreamy, fun space, Libra. So that'll be fantastic for you. I think you'll really enjoy the Aquarian energy. However, there's other things going on. Like we have that new moon in Aquarius on the 4th, and that's going to be beautiful. We have Mercury going into Pisces on the 10th. We have Mars going into Taurus on the 14th, which is a really interesting Valentine's Day gift for us all because Mars in Taurus is not at home necessarily. 10 of Cups. Beautiful. Quite the journey there, my friends, right? 5 of Swords to 10 of Cups is quite the journey. But the 2 big things that I'm noticing for Libra this month is that we have Chiron moving into Aries, like I said, until 2027, I believe, which is big for you because that's your opposite sign. And whenever our opposite sign gets engaged in a strong aspect or a strong transit, we are automatically doing some reflection. We are automatically connecting in. So for you, that's your relational sign. And Chiron wants to help you heal and wants to help you connect in more deeply with what relationship means and how you're moving through relationships. So it's a really important transit. I think it could be really beautiful for you Librans, but you kind of have to be aware that shift is happening, Emperor. There's that Chiron and Aries, right? We have to heal some things. We have to reassess how we're connecting with others. So Librans, you guys are having some of that coming in. Now, once again, February is just the very beginning. This is going to be a long transit. It's going to be a life cycle where you are exploring new aspects of yourself. So once again, don't worry if you don't have this all figured out in February. And Pisces season is begun with another 0-degree moon, and it's in Virgo, which is your 12th house, which is a very spiritual, tender placement for you all. And so when you have a 0-degree moon in your 12th house, like that's the spiritual hidden secret house where we check in with our spiritual progress, our ascension. Fool energy. Yeah, we're in the midst of this. And that's a big one for you as well. You're going to be checking in with your unseen side. And that's another dreamy aspect. You can see how that's working, right? That there's kind of these teasing, these hints, these energetic shifts, and yet we can't fully see what that means or what that's going to bring in. So that's kind of, that's February in a nutshell. 6 of Cups. Wow. See, there's, and then, I'm going to tease March a little bit because Uranus is moving into Taurus for good for many years at the very beginning of March. And so once we hit there, then we're really locked into this next phase. Now we're really locked into it. So February is kind of a month you've got to roll with the mystery. You've got to roll with that idea, and we'll talk about it because you got the Fool in here, that idea of 7 of Cups. So dreamy this month. So dreamy, so amorphous in some ways. 6 of Cups, 7 of Cups for you guys. But you have to kind of lean into that. You don't know anything. Let yourself be surprised. Oh, 2 cards came out. Lovers and 8 of Wands. Okay. I'm going to leave it there because that's a lot to work with, my friends. That's a lot to work with. So like I said, the note for you was to get grounded, check in with your first chakra, that root chakra that helps you feel secure. And then also check in with your heart chakra, that creative side that helps you feel expressive. So you have a lot of relationship energy here. You actually have a ton of relationship energy here. And I think it's actually really beautiful relationship energy. A lot of connectedness. And like I said, this is the beginning of a big transit once we hit into Pisces season for you all, which is also 6th house. So take care of your health. It's a great time to check in with your routine, with your body, with your health, with your well-being. But because you have this Chiron transit going on in Aries, you're really taking some time to look at what relationship means to you on every front. And Chiron is known as the wounded healer. He was this very noble, self-sacrificing centaur who he has a really great mythology, so you can get into it, but he's known as the wounded healer. So when Chiron's working through a sign, what he's having us do is look at wounds and how we heal. And he's asking us to heal ourselves. So you have that relational energy going on there. So, and just as an example of this, like look at these 2 cards at the beginning, 5 of Swords and 10 of Cups are very, it's apples and oranges, quite honestly. 5 of Swords, you may start this month feeling a little bit wary, a little bit freaked out, a little bit like you don't have enough information to know how to move. Maybe you don't trust yourself. Maybe you don't trust a situation or another person. Maybe you don't trust something, but there's something where you feel a little bit out of the loop or something. Pay attention to anything that's making you feel this kind of sense of looking over the shoulder, not being sure who to trust. Listen to something like that because it's starting to give you information about what's lighting you up and what's working for you and what boundaries are good for you. On the other hand, 10 of Cups is that beautiful sense of partnership, which I'm seeing for Librans. I mean, that's where you're really headed, right? You are headed toward this 10 of Cups. In fact, I think Chiron in Aries is going to be very valuable for that particular reason for you over the next several years. 10 of Cups energy is really where you're headed, which is harmony and love and balance and trust. But in order to get there, we are often presented with these little moments where we have to be able to discern these two. We have to be able to trust our inner being. We have to feel that we are on that road going in the right direction, because that sense of self-betrayal where we decide we're going to put up with something, or we decide we're going to not listen to that part of ourselves that says it's not working, it starts to feel like you're in a high-speed car going the wrong direction on the freeway, and it's scary and it makes you feel very shaky and not confident. So this is coming up, that dynamic right here, the dynamic between these two states. Pay attention to that. If you have themes coming up about that, pay attention. Because on the other hand, you have these initiating energies that are very much about pushing into new territory, trying new things, opening up new doors. I'm sure plenty of you have Aries in your life, because it's just, the Aries Libra connection is very strong. You do tend to find each other. The Emperor is also initiator though, right? He's like he's the father figure, he's the creator, he's the inventor, and he's not the inventor, but he's like the creative father. And he is an initiator. He represents Aries, which is the first sign of the zodiac, right? So we have this kind of powerful dynamic of forging forward into new territory, and that's paired with the Fool. Now that tempers this Emperor energy, and here's where I want you to think about this, because you guys are a cardinal sign, and cardinal signs, you guys are so great at like getting in there. You're like, let's solve this, let's get this done, let's get it moving, let's get to the heart of it, let's talk it through, let's make it happen. You guys are very good at that. That's one of your great skill sets in life, is that ability to do that. And there can be that impatience, that desire, that hunger to get it done, to get the answers. Once again, this is a dreamy, odd month in many ways. And the Emperor isn't going to be able to punch into that, especially as we move toward Pisces season. The more we move into the 12th house energy, the more we move into the Ascension energy, the less it's about this initiating. We're not quite there yet. And the Fool is that reminder that we don't have all the information. We don't have all the control. We are beginners. We are opening a door, and to be receptive to what comes to meet you. So finding a balance point between these two is really important. It's great to get things done. It's great to have good communication. Be clear with your boundaries, be clear with what you want, be clear with this 5 of Swords, 10 of Cups energy, right? You may have a couple different situations where one you need to put over here and one you need to open up more to. That's fantastic to get those things done. And then also relax. Also be in that state of receptivity. Now, this is a master skill set. If you have these two in your pocket, life tends to treat you very well, right? So I think this is like the definition of flow is like focused effort, inspired action, and feeling receptive and relaxing. So those two things are there. Now, the other thing with these two, like I said, is it seems like there's this new beginnings energy. And there's this sense that you are stepping into some really brand new roles, some brand new territory. And some of you may be very surprised by how warm and inviting that energy is. We get out of that 5 of Swords energy and immediately you're met with this freshness, this fullness, this warmth, this opening. So you've got to lean into that mystery a little bit because it's going to provide you with something. Now, if you're willing to open that door up, right, which I kind of see you guys doing, you're going to dive into some very deep territory. And that has to do with these top 4 cards, which are there's a lot of profound energy here. That dreamy thing that I was talking about is really strong with 6 and 7 of Cups. That's to have these two in sequence like this for you all is very powerful. And this is where, if you're getting too much into this Emperor mode, you may find yourself feeling frustrated, because here's the thing. The 6 and 7 of Cups both pull us back into emotional territory and into energetic, psychic territory. And they are not about taking action in the physical world and initiating and solving and being that cardinal air that you are. And so while you're excited and there's this energy behind you and you're ready to go and you're curious, there's this other thing going on with you. So just be aware that this dreamy energy is here, and it's here to do something very important. This is the kind of work that is it's done a lot in our dreams, in our daydreaming, and in those restful spaces where we're not actively thinking. And it can manifest physically as some fatigue, some slowing down, or even as like blockages to getting all your projects done and forcing you to kind of hang tight. So kind of be aware that you may find that you just are needing to take those little chunks of time out. and just be dreamy and just be foggy, because what's going on there, and it's a really important thing, it's helping you to reconnect some dots as far as what relationship means to you and how you want to go about that. And it's going to be very proactive for you. It's going to help you move forward with more ease and excitement once we head into March. So you want to take your time doing this. Take Pisces season and let it be dreamy. You're still going to be getting things done, but this is an important part of the thing, because the Six of Cups is like that nostalgia deja vu thing. And a lot of times when the Six of Cups shows up, we're looking at any old patterning, any old fears, any old beliefs that have held us from relationship before. And these things can pop up even when we're having a happy, healthy life right now. Sometimes when we're the happiest and when we're the most connected, we're relearning a skill because we're hitting into happy territory, and therefore we're needing to confront anything that's old. The same thing with Seven of Cups here. This is about parsing through possibility and letting possibility come to meet you, and having lightning strike moments that have to do with relaxing the intellect. So these are both very psychic and emotional, and they have that dreamy, foggy feel to them. So fair warning to you guys. However, if you can lean it back into that a little bit, especially as you can I think you guys will feel the Chiron into Aries. I think you'll actually feel that shift. You may want to take some time as we head into the Pisces season with the Chiron into Aries, with the full moon in your 12th house in Virgo at 0 degrees. You are at the crux of a very important time for you all. So keep that in mind. But if you can lean back into that, by the end of the month, look where you are. Fast forward motion again. You can get back into your cardinal ways, and you can start to build again. So you kind of go through a whole rotation. I think all that beginner's energy that I see for you is just so strong, and it's creating this kind of vacuum bubble thing where you're needing to kind of pull in and draw in these new nutrients in order to move forward fully. So this is beautiful, right? Like Eight of Wands, I always say, is the magic carpet, right? It kind of sweeps you along. Things start to move and work and function in that easy, quick way where you get from point A to point G very quickly. So problem solving is very easy. The right people, the right conversations come in. Things just move and work very well. And that has to do with you finding that equilibrium in the partnerships around you. And what a difference this month makes. From Five of Swords to the Lovers. This is blocked communication, insecurity, uncertainty. The Lovers is parity, equality, communication, understanding, and safety. And that's where I want you Librans to go. I want you to feel safe. I want you to feel that you are safe to not always be in cardinal problem-solving mode, but that you can relax back. Pay attention to the relationships and the connections that allow you to turn off, and you don't always have to be on your game all the time, that allow you to feel held, to feel safe, to feel understood, to feel your beautiful Libran heart exposed, and feel good about that. That's where you are supposed to be heading, and you will continue. Over the next number of years, you will continue to get redirects that always make sure that you are pointed toward that Ten of Cups feel, toward that Lover's feel. And with the work that's going on with your opposite sign, you will get into pockets of fog consistently if you're not checking in with that sense of connection. So you're just in the beginning stages of this experience. I think it's going to be a beautiful month. I'm excited for you guys. I'm excited for Librans to feel that deep connection. For those of you looking for a partnership, this is a powerful month for that. But once again, you got to relax into the psychic fold and let it come into you. And for those of you in those partnerships that you're working through, this is a deepening of those partnerships. And this can be beyond just romantic partnership. However, that's a very strong theme for you. It has to do with all your relationships, though, and how you relate to others, and how you set healthy boundaries, and how you ground for yourself, and also how you open up. So I'm going to leave it there. I still have the year aheads up on Vimeo. I'll leave the link below. And my flow series, we are going to be continuing that in February. I think February is going to be a powerful month for the flow series. You can catch my moon magics. They will be coming up with these moons as we go through. Also, I am wearing PinkLune's gorgeous jewelry. She is about to have so much more in her shop. So go check her out. She's still giving you 15% off, and she has been a little bit in the background just taking care of her life, but she is coming out with some amazing new stuff. So please go check her out. She's one of my best friends and such a talented, loving, giving person. And I just can't recommend her stuff enough. I love you guys so much. I will see you in March. If you want to contact me, my website is SARAHTAROT.com, and you can also find me on Instagram at @SarahTarot. I would love to see you guys over there. I will see you in March. Take really good care of yourselves, dreamers. Dream away and trust.